Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Okay, we'll go with the real name. I'm Luttrell, and I play a lot of Street Fighter.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're known as Skotbot.
Skotbot801, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So is there a name for like the group of you guys that put on these tournaments and stuff?
You know what? Not really. I mean, it changes, but it's kind of organically just become this thing everybody knows. Everybody, you know, after years and years of playing fighting games together now, since Street Fighter 4 really came out, it's kind of when the big hit happened. And ever since then, it's just everybody knows everybody. The 801 for Skotbot is kind of that call sign that lets people know where you're from and lets people know that you're from Utah. So that'd be the name.
That's awesome. So you mentioned like everybody kind of knows each other after years of playing all the fighting games and stuff. So there's like even though you're competing against each other, there's like a lot of camaraderie and friendships and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the biggest thing, is that paradox within fighting game players where you're playing against each other and you'll say some of the most heinous things you can say to one another, but at the end of the game people are still shaking hands, and telling the other guy like, oh, if you would have done this, you would have beat me. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I noticed that some of the people that, like, I've seen you in particular, like playing against people, and if you beat them, like I see you coaching them, explaining to them like some of the mechanics and stuff for their particular character and stuff, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's probably the most important thing about a small scene, is we don't have a million different players that play every different character for us to learn matchups.
Yeah.
Matchups that we do know that we have to play against one another. If I beat a guy because he's bad, I don't learn how to play the matchup. I just learn how to beat a bad player. If I tell him what he can do against me to make it harder, then that's going to make me stepping up again to be like, okay, if he's doing this, I got to do this. You know, when he does this, he's got to do this. And that's how you kind of progress and keep getting better.
So every time you guys come to these, you end up being better players anyway, too.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, is I think a lot of people here have kind of realized after all these years, like, okay, maybe I'm not going to win the whole thing, but I still love the game. I still want to get better in the game. The best way to do that is to play against people like Ivan, who's a nationally sponsored player now. 801 Strider, Gustavo, absolutely a savant when it comes to fighting games in general. And he is kind of the first guy that really took people under his wing. He was like, you've got to learn how to do this because this shit is too easy for me. Yeah. So you've got to get better.
That's cool.
That's kind of where I came from. Yeah, that's kind of the biggest thing about the community, is people that want to put time in and want to get better, they absolutely will. You're not going to waste your time here.
Yeah, you can't really, like, with a small scene, I can't imagine you can like burn bridges and be a dick to everybody. You got to be like nice and foster a good scene.
Yeah, if some kid comes out because he likes the game and he loses 2 matches and he's done with the tournament, all he's going to do is be like, well, this is a waste of money. I'm going to go back to... What are you doing? Go away, go away, go away. So some kid comes out here and goes 0-2, hates the experience, says that all this stuff is crap, screw this game, then we've lost somebody that maybe we could turn into a good player, they could become a good player that we could learn from. So the most important thing is just to make people feel like if you love the game, enjoy your experience regardless of the results, but always keep working to get better.
Yeah.
Always keep working to get better.
So I noticed you guys do like $5 buy-ins basically every time you enter each of the competitions for the different games. Do you guys make any profit off of one of these tournaments, or does it just go straight into a pot for the winner?
They go straight into a pot for the winner. That's a really cool thing. Without Andy, Hadoken MD, the guy that kind of runs all these tournaments, he never pockets any of the money that goes into these tournaments.
So it's just a labor of love.
Absolutely a labor of love. That guy has put in so many hours, so much of his own money. It's insane. If it weren't for that guy, I completely believe Utah would have no tournaments for fighting games, no get-together, no place to play with each other and really learn. That guy's really like you said, if there was a name for us, this guy would be the Professor X of our X-Men. You know what I mean? That guy would be...
That's a perfect analogy.
Absolutely.
That's very cool. Well, it's really cool that you guys do this just because you're so passionate about it. It's not to make money, it's not to do anything, it's just to make a place for everybody to do this. It's really cool.
When are you going to start playing with this, man?
You know, the last fighting game I played somewhat heavily was Mortal Kombat. I can't do Street Fighter 4. Watching that up there made me kind of want to pick it up and start playing it again. So maybe next time.
That's an invitation goes out to anybody watching this. Feel free, come down, check us out on the forums for SureYouCan.com. Look up the Utah group, introduce yourself, come play. You'll enjoy it and you'll get better. So
awesome.
Two birds, one stone.
All right. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.